What's up, iRacing fans? This is CC and LJ coming to you live from Lanier Raceway. We're bringing you live streaming action of the Monsters of Dirt Street Stock Series Maniac Monday League. Thanks for joining us. They are doing their practice. They'll start qualifying soon. We'll be right back.
what you are. I find myself out of control. I don't know why you've been so cruel. I found myself down in the hole. It's something to say. Going back in time. Now it's fine, I'm on my own again. But you're on my mind. Broken me into I feel just the pain. You cried so little man. So can you play whatever you did to me? Now it's fine, I'm on my own again. Every step I make, every tears I shed, every hit I take, all the things you say. Forever and ever, you'll be like you scared on my face. I find myself out of control. I don't know why you've been so cruel. I found myself down in the hole. It's something to say. Come back in time. Now it's fine, I'm on my own again. But you're on my mind. Broken me into I feel just the pain. You cried so little man. So can you play whatever you did to me? Now it's fine, I'm on my own again. Get the hell off now again. Still don't know why I have to worry. Still don't know why I'm in a hurry. Why do we need to care about it so much? Nothing to guide me. Say can't out to see you wasting your time. Instead of leaving looking for a sign. You know that the tap is burning out. Just have to find me. I'm nothing to believe in. Try not to think about the end. I'm not afraid and I know we rise from dust. Fall in the shells. I know the one who needs some help. In the dark and I don't look back. I'm not afraid and I know we rise from dust. Fall in the shells. Still don't know why I should not be free. Still don't know why it's hard to see. Why do we need to care about it so much? Nothing to guide me. Damn, I'm there to see you losing your mind. I walk this way and nothing to find. What you thought, what you did, it's over now. You still believe me? I'm nothing to believe in. Try not to think about the end. I'm not afraid and I know we rise from dust. Fall in the shells. I know the one who needs some help. Jump in the dark and I don't look back. I'm not afraid and I know we rise from dust. Fall in the shells. Think about the I'm not a fool's one, it's all help. Jump in the dark and I won't look back. I'm not afraid and I know we rise from this foolishness. I'm nothing to believe in. Try not to think about the end. I'm not afraid and I know we rise from this foolishness. I'm not the one who needs some help. Jump in the dark and I won't look back. I'm not afraid and I know we rise from this foolishness. Never give up, no, so never give up, no, you've got so much to say. Never give up, no, so never give up, no, you've become a slave.
Hey, racing fans, thanks for joining CC and LJ here. Well, LJ here. CC wasn't able to make it tonight, but We started the stream a little bit early just because I didn't feel like rescheduling it again. I had already rescheduled it once because of a confusion on my part with time zones, because, you know, time zones are apparently too hard for me. But practice will be about another 10 minutes, maybe a little bit sooner. It just depends on what race control decides. We have so far at least 45 entries in this, maybe 44 if you subtract the race admin and my car, who are in the room but not racing, obviously. So big field. There was a big field last week as well, so I expect some pretty exciting heat races. We got 2 B mains coming tonight, so we got lots of action here with Monsters of Dirt. This is the Maniac Monday series. This is the first series, or the first race of the actual series. Someone just died. Someone just launched over the wall. That was awesome. This is we had an inaugural start to the race last Monday, and it was just the kickoff race. But this is the first race tonight that counts as points, and we're at Lanier, a very popular track, especially for these street stocks. So we should have some good action, and I would imagine that the track is going to be nice and slick. It was last week. Race control seemed to like having a slick track, and I think the drivers did too. It made for some exciting racing. So we shall see. In the meantime, I'll just sit back and relax and hang out, chat with me in the chat. I will gladly respond to you guys. And let's see here. Looks like Rod Tucker's got some early fans. Nope. He's not in it yet, but he might be. All right, Race Control is in the chat now, watching the stream. So we will see if he has anything to feed back. But like I said, this is the beginning of Maniac Monday series. Tonight is 100 laps with 2 25-lap B mains. So we'll have heat races, 8-lap heat races, and then a last chance 2 B mains to get into the main event. And Race Control, John will have to let us know how many are going into that main event. I think he told me, and I might have forgotten to write it down. So I don't know how many cars are set for the feature. So we shall find out. In the meantime, just sit back, relax, and enjoy the scenery of Lanier as these guys get some practice laps in. And we will join you shortly when they go into qualifying, and we'll kick this off. So look forward to it.
Honesty and all the ties that bind.
All right, race fans, looks like they just had their drivers meeting, so maybe doing a couple more laps of warm-ups. About 4 minutes left in the practice session, so I would expect that we should begin qualifying here shortly, any minute now. In the meantime, this is brought to you by Monsters of Dirt, so look for them on Facebook. Look for their leagues. They have so many leagues. They run, as far as I can know, 7 nights a week. So they're constantly running races, constantly running leagues. Lots of action of all different car types. So definitely check them out on Facebook or in iRacing to see about how to join one of the leagues, get involved. Seems to be a very popular place to race. So definitely get your racing fix with these guys any night of the week. In the meantime, the winner of this series, the Maniac Monday Street Stock Series, first, their sponsors are Right Hand Construction, Estes Energy Systems, and AC2 Skins. You saw their logo on the welcome screen here a moment ago. So they have some sponsors. They will have some winnings. There is a season points standings for this league. All that information, again, can be definitely found on their Facebook page. You can get more information from them there. Right now, we have 40-ish cars in the lineup, at least 46, I'd say 48 now. So, plenty of action to be had here tonight. I see some folks in the chat talking about joining the league, so that's great to see. This is CC and LJ. Obviously, you're watching our video on Facebook right now. We may be broadcasting to YouTube, but not quite sure yet. We're still kind of working those details out with the Monsters of Dirt people. But for now, we'll just keep it on Facebook. That's nice and easy. Everybody can find it, so that's what we're doing. If you're ever looking for a race, or if suddenly the stream stops, we do have a backup stream, and that is on Twitch. Twitch.tv/MERF That's MERF stream. You can find us there. Just because sometimes I have problems with Facebook authentication with my software, and sometimes it just pitches a fit and crashes on me. But for some reason, I never have a problem with getting on Twitch. So if for some reason you're ever looking for our stream and it suddenly dies on Facebook, we'll put a message on there saying, hey, you can find us at Twitch, but you can also find the link to our Twitch on our Facebook, so you can always just click there and go ahead and drop a subscribe, so if we ever go live, you can find us there. As we watch Lightning McQueen make some laps there, the 23 car, and doing their final warm-ups. We got a minute to go, and then we'll begin qualifying here, so should have some racing action coming to you live here in just a moment. Some good-looking skins here. Some good-looking cars. I always enjoy. There's Lightning McQueen. I always enjoy watching these guys and the skilled job of the painters. The 51 car looked like it was all carbon fiber. There he is. That is pretty darn cool. I like that. That is an awesome skin. That is really slick looking. Good job to Mr. Rod Tucker. Oh, that's Rod Tucker. Okay, popular guy, fan favorite. Lots of fans in the stands, in the chat. Yeah, sprint cars in iRacing and in real life, for me personally, I don't have any experience with. I should do it more. But I just kind of stick to the late models for the most part, and Indy cars, and now the pro off-roading trucks in iRacing, and then mostly late models in the real track here in Eastern Tennessee as we watch those. But we don't have any sprint cars nearby that we go see. We don't have any big sprint car tracks, so I don't have any experience with them. Anyway, we are qualifying now. I cannot watch the qualifying because I didn't join as a ghost, as a viewer. I joined as a member. So unfortunately, I can't see the qualifying as it goes. So we'll just have to keep an eye on the results. I'll pull those up. So these are, we'll see them once they start turning some times. We'll start seeing some times show up there, and that'll give us an idea how they're going to be gridded up. Again, there are heat races. Hopefully John can step in and fill us in on what the how many cars are making it out of each heat, and then how many are making it from each B main. So there's two B mains, or as iRacing calls it, a C main and a B main, but basically two consolation races that give them a last chance to fill the field. So always exciting. Those B mains are desperate, so they tend to get a little bit ugly sometimes, but always fun to watch. As the initial times are rolling in here, we're not separated by much. Top 10 are separated by 1/10 of a second. So lots of fast cars running very similar times. Looks like they're turning 16. See right now, Ryan Underwood, who's the pole sitter, turned to 16.890, which is fast. So they must have re-prepped the track, because most of the guys at the tail end of practice there were turning 18s. All right, so still some shuffling. Got some cars moving up into the top 10, cars dropping. So just kind of keeping an eye on this. I don't know how many laps they get. I assume 2, but it could be more. And then this is just going to determine where they are in the heat races. So the way this works is that you're qualifying, and first place is the first car is the pole sitter on the first heat race. And then second, third, and fourth will be the pole sitters on those 4 heat races, or however many they are. And then that would mean fifth, currently the 21 car Jim Revis, will be the second, will be outside pole of heat race number 1. Nick Quinn would be outside pole heat race number 2. So that's how it breaks it down. So depends on how many heat races there are, depends on where you end up on the heat race. But, you know, qualifying 9th doesn't necessarily mean that you're starting in the back of a field. You're going to be starting near the front of a heat race. So that's a good thing to have. So we'll just have to watch and see. Thanks, Alan. Yeah, I have a co-host. She's just been unavailable this week, so you'll meet her eventually. That's the CC of the CCNLJ, and then we also co-host a live dirt track of late models here in Eastern Tennessee, Volunteer Speedway in Bulls Gap. So, yeah, I'm kind of flying solo at the moment, but normally we are a team. Oh, as J.D. Brown suddenly jumps up. Oh, no, that's because they're gridding up for the first heat race. So, all right, John Etheridge, who is race control, is letting us know there were 57 entries into this race. So that's humongous. So we got a huge field. So I'm going to have a lot of action. John, you're going to have to let me know how many are making it to the feature. In the meantime, they are gridding up right now. Should we get my software to play along? Here we go. So in the first heat race, we got J.D. Brown on the pole with Jim Revis outside of him. Brent Carter out of the Mid-South and Eric Caskey out of Carolina in the second row. Third row is Austin McGlone out of the Mid-South and Chris Myers out of the West Coast somewhere. I'm not quite sure where Club West Racing is. Fourth row, Kevin McNatt out of Texas and Travis Moat out of the Great Plains. Fifth row is Zachary Nitch out of the Great Plains and Bryce Nichols out of Illinois. And in the sixth row, Jace Johnsrud out of the Midwest and Tanner Ruprecht out of the Midwest. So this is our first heat race. We'll see what's going on. Cece is unavailable. She just couldn't make it over here tonight. She had a scheduling conflict, so she will be back. She's around here somewhere. She just keeps having scheduling conflicts with our streams. So real life happens. What are you going to do? All right. As they're making their way around the final warm-up lap, shout out who you got in the chat. Top 4 are advancing, so that's good to know. So we're looking for the top 4. All right, as they come around turns 3 and 4, the pit truck's going to dive in, and Jim is going to start us off, and there he goes with Rod Tucker diving on the inside, looking for that inside line, and looks like he's got it. and it definitely looks like the track was re-prepped. There's not nearly as much slick on it as there was towards the end of practice. So look for these guys to be able to run that lower line, which is good, but I'm pretty sure that as the heats move on, and especially into the B mains, we're going to see them starting to ride up onto the cushion here. All right, everyone running pretty clean. We got a little bit of passing going on. As Jace Johnsrud has moved up to 9th, so he is making some moves there at the back of the field. Front of the field looks like it's pretty well established, but I would expect to start seeing some moves from Eric Caskey out of Carolina, that 199 car, because if top 4 get in, he's on the bubble. So he's going to be our desperation fella, unless there is some sort of action at the front that causes a mix-up, but they look to be pretty single file and chilling at the moment. All riding that lower line, really hugging that inner wall, which is pretty common of the street stocks here at Lanier, until it goes away, which it will. And as it starts to break down, you'll see the cars start drifting up and more until they end up on the cushion. All right, lots of feedback from the fans in the stands, otherwise known as the chat, calling out past winners, future winners, wannabes, whatever. Your feedback is appreciated. You help me to keep this under control. This is a new league for me, so I'm still kind of getting to know everyone, and it's my first dirt street stock league as well. So I'm still trying to get my hands around. There's a lot of names that I don't recognize, not to mention there's 57 cars in the field, so there's just a lot of people. So I'm still trying to learn the personalities here, so any feedback, any help I can get from you guys in the stands is much appreciated. Yeah, so this heat race is, oh, wait a minute, 21 car kind of gets a little wide. Oh, no, it was the end of the race. Okay, so we got J.D. Brown, Brent Carter, Jim Rivas, and Austin McGone made it into... So Kevin says that there's no passing at the track right now, so it's not slick enough. Once it starts to break down and become slick, then you can run any line, but apparently it ain't there yet. So we will see how that affects it. Hopefully it starts to break down a little bit better and gives some people some passing lanes. So we have some exciting racing right now, and maybe single file. All right, in this second heat, we've got Ryan Underwood on the pole out of Carolina, and Nick Quinn outside of him from the Midwest. Michael Wilson out of the Great Plains, and Connor Ross out of Carolina in the second row. Hey, Connor Ross has my car number. Third row, Trevor Holman out of the Great Plains, and Tyler Gorel out of Pennsylvania. The fourth row is John Etheridge out of Florida, and Logan Walls out of the Mid-South. Fifth row is Dustin Benton out of the Mid-South, and Cody Kepner out of Illinois. And in the back of the pack, we have Stephen Messick Jr. from the Atlantic region. So there is our starting lineup for heat race number 2. Top 4 advancing. Rod Tucker, 4th hit P2, I'm not quite sure. So I will try to zoom it in a little better for you guys on the phone. And by the way, I'm running at a higher resolution than I meant to. I meant to drop it down to 720. So I apologize for those of you on the mobile band. You may be having some streaming issues. If not, that's great. If so, I apologize. I accidentally left it at high definition resolution. So, all right, pace trucks in as Ryan starts us off 2 by 2 by 2 until they get themselves sorted. Obviously, this is the time to get in a position because apparently passing is at a premium tonight at this track. A little bit of door banging, but everyone keeping it pretty clean. They're kind of 3 wide as the 40 car and the 57 car get together, but break it up and keep it alive. 40 car blinking a little bit. That's Trevor Holman. They are still 2 wide for 4th, and that is the bubble spot, so definitely look for some hard racing from these two. 57 gets up on the wall. Maybe Trevor kind of gave him a little nudge up there, sort of squeezed him out. Caused him to lose some momentum, and that allows John Etheridge to move up to 5th. a slide job, but John lost the momentum, and now he got stuck outside of the 57 car of Connor Ross. As we got a good battle at the front of the pack as the 19 car of Michael Wilson looks to pass Ryan Underwood. Doesn't have enough for the slider, but is still side by side and pretty much even with him. Now he's going low again, and Ryan still is able to have the momentum on that middle of the track line, but they cross the finish line just about dead even. So advantage no one right now. They're still side by side. Now Michael Wilson does take the lead in the backstretch, doesn't put the slide job on, just tries to hold down that lower line. And Ryan seems to be, nope, Michael did pass Ryan, so we do have a new leader, Michael Wilson. There was some other action in the back of the field. Looks like Logan Walls is out. Yeah, Logan is in the pit, so something happened to him. He's out of the race. Meanwhile, they are still nice and bunched up here at the front of the pack, and I thought for a second the 04 car of Nick Quinn was going to try to make it 3 wide, but it looks like he's just following Wilson. I don't know. I don't know if he's trying to make his own line or if he's trying to pick between Wilson and Underwood as who's going to be faster. But the good news is they all made it, so your advancements are Wilson, Underwood, Quinn, and Holman out of heat race number 2. I would say that heat race had a little bit more passing in it. All right, as we start up heat race number 3, go through the starting grid here. We got Travis Card on the pole out of the Mid-South. Jamie Reed out of Carolina is outside of him. Second row, Garrett Adams out of the Great Plains and Zach McSwain out of Carolina. Third row is Austin Anderson from Texas and Joey Durbin out of Florida. Fourth row is Terry Joyner out of the Mid-South and Jesse Johnsrud out of the Midwest. Fifth row, Chris Kibbe out of Virginia's and Thomas Mudd from the Great Plains. And Joseph Snyder from the Mid-South bringing up the rear. So, again, top 4 make it. That was a pretty exciting heat race, to be honest with you. There was a pass for the lead. There was some action in the middle of the pack, so I'm hoping for more of that. You are watching CC and LJ, and we're broadcasting the Manic Monday series from Monsters of Dirt. This is a long season series. This is week number 1. We did have a kickoff race last week, but this is the first race for points that starts towards their league accruing of points as they come around the backstretch, and they'll come around 3 and 4, and they will dive in, and we will be off and racing for heat race number 3 here. All right, his car jumps to an early lead with Reed right on him with the J5 car. The rest of the pack is battling hard for 4th, 5th, and 6th there. Reed is definitely letting Card know that he's there, and now Reed makes a heck of a run off the inside, a little door bang, slides down, does not put a slide job on, just runs his line, but does end up taking over the lead as the we got a car sideways into the wall in the back there. 25 car had a terrible, he looks like his car hooked up a little bit. He was expecting it to slide through, and it got some traction, drove him into the wall. He did maintain his spot in 3rd, which is very fortunate for Zach McSwain, as the 42 car of Chris Kibbe was the car you saw wipe out on the backstretch inside a wall. All right, we're halfway through this heat race, and 1st, 2nd, and 3rd are pretty well established here. Checking on the rest of the field. There is a battle for 4th as 7, 11, 36, and 23 cars are all fighting for that bubble. Right now, the 7-11 of Terry Joyner does have the advantage, but the 23 car of Austin Anderson looking to make a move as the 75 suddenly makes his presence known, Jesse Johnsrud, sorry. Looks like they're all running the middle of the track. You got the 36 car kind of going up wide, and does end up passing the 75 for position. So maybe the high line is starting to come in, starting to have to move up to the cushion. right, first, second, and third are pretty well established, so we're just keeping an eye on back here. Oh, as the 75 car gets into the inside wall, maybe with a little help. I didn't see it. I was looking at my standings sheet. So he is off the pace as the white flag is out. Final lap here, 7:11 and 23. A little bit of door banging, but as they cross the line, it is Reed, Card, McSwain, and Anderson as your top four advancing out of this heat race. Everybody else still has a second chance in the B main to get in, though. All right, Cody Kepner letting us know he had a blast in his heat, but he's headed to the last chance qualifier. Good luck, sir. All right, as we have another heat race, as we're gridding up, let's take a peek. We've got Kyle Moyer on the pole with Rod Tucker outside of him. So that's Moyer out of Ohio, Tucker out of Carolina. Another Tucker, Cody Tucker, I wonder if they're related, out of Carolina. And Ryan Ray out of Georgia in the second row. Third row is Dalton Peavy out of Carolina. And Steve Robbins out of the Midwest. Fourth row is Brian Dean out of Carolina. And James Shane Wolf out of the Virginias. Jacob Swanson and David Martin both out of Illinois in the fifth row. And Nathan Meadows out of the Virginias brings up the rear in the sixth row. So heat race number 4. The heat races are gradually getting better. Although I still think heat race number 2 was the best race. It was the most racy race. I got some shout outs for Fast 51 Rod Tucker in this chat. They are making their way down the backstretch, and we will see Mr. Moyer start us off. As the pace truck dives in, he gets to say when they go. Rod Tucker is ready as well, and they are off 2 by 2 by 2. The 32 car pushes up and allows 9 to sneak on the inside to make it 3 wide going into turns 1 and 2. Battle for third between the 41 of Cody Tucker. 1 of Ryan Ray there. 1A of Ryan Ray. That Cody Tucker car looks like a fishing reel. That's like, it's a fishing reel paint job right there is what it looks like to me. The fluorescent yellow makes me want to go cast a line in a lake and catch a big bass. All right, as Moyer and Rod Tucker are pretty well established first and second, Rod is definitely not giving him much. Oh, as the car gets sideways coming out of turn 2. Let's see if he recovered. He did, maybe. Nope, 46 cars in the pits. That's Nathan Meadows. As Rod Tucker looks to the inside but doesn't have enough room, Moyer shut the door on him, kept him from passing, as 41 and 1 are still side by side for basically the entire race so far. But they are both safely in. They are third and fourth respectively. So as long as they don't wreck each other, they're in the feature. As Peavy is watching carefully from right behind, looking for an angle to maybe make a move to try to get into the feature, as we are 3 to go as they cross the line here right now. Pretty much the same thing. You got Rod Tucker right up Kyle Moyer's butt, and then you got the other cars behind him battling hard for third, although it looks like the 41 of Cody Tucker has pretty much established his place in third. And now we have a battle for the bubble right behind him between the 9 car of Dalton Peavy and the 1A of Ryan Ray. So we are looking at the bubble race right there. Fourth place gets in. Everyone behind them is trying to get into the last chance as they cross the line. And it is Moyer, Tucker, and Peavy. Ryan Ray did not make it in. But good effort on all. As we have another heat race. All right, and this heat race is polled by DJ Kilinowski out of Illinois with Eric Zulski out of Ohio out in his outside. Second row is Eric Eistad out of the Midwest and Cole Henriksen out of the Midwest. Third row is Casey Brunson out of Texas and Jonathan Guillen out of Texas. Fourth row, Hunter Poston out of the Midwest and Anthony Caudill out of the Mid-South. Fifth row is Terry Walters out of Illinois and Virgil Perriman out of the Mid-South. And my car, which is not racing. So, ooh, that's a gorgeous looking car right there. DJ Kilinowski of HRE Motorsports. Very purplish car. All right, so still think heat race number 2 was my favorite race. Heat race number 3 wasn't too bad. Heat race number 4 was pretty decent for the fight for the bubble, but there wasn't much action from the leaders. But buy me dinner before tapping my... Yeah, that's a nice spoiler 101. Cole Henriksen with the humor on his rear deck. All right, as they come around turn 2 and go down the backstretch, we will see the pace truck dive in, going out of turn 3. And DJ Kilinowski will start us off. 8 cars in this heat race, 8 laps to make it in, top 4 advance. 58 car with a great start. Jumps right up there. Side-by-side action. For 5th. And say, oh boy! 101 gets down, knocks 58 right out. Don't know if that was intentional. I think it was just 2 cars going into the turn and just made contact, but I'm not race control. I'm just here as an observer. Top 4 are pretty much single file, so we'll watch them to see if anyone's going to make any moves, but I would expect safe, if not still hard, racing from these 4 as they are safely in. And there's a pretty decent gap behind Casey Brunson before we get back to Cole Henriksen of about a full second, a little over a second. So these guys are safe as long as they don't wreck or spin out from being overtaken. They're definitely going to make it in. The rest of the field at this point is just playing catch-up, so. As we are riding along with Eric Zulski. Man, I'm not going to say that. Zulski. I'm never going to say that one right. Just kind of getting a feel for their speeds. Looks like he's getting close to 80 down the stretch. Slows down to 60, so they don't bleed off a whole lot of speed. You can hear they're definitely off the throttle plenty, so. All right, white flags in the air, final lap, and again, these 4 cars are just kind of single file, hanging out safely into the feature as we are starting to get some dust kicking up, so water truck needs to get out there and beat this dust down, doesn't it? All right, so that's Kilinowski, Zulski, Eistad, and Brunson, who are your top 4 out of that heat race and will be making it to the show. Everybody else will be eligible in the last chance qualifier, otherwise known as the C main, B main, to get in. Speaking of, our first of 2 B mains. All right, so we got 26 cars are making it to the feature. So the top 4 from those 5 heat. Well, that doesn't add up. How can top 4 from the? Wasn't there 5 heat races? Pretty sure there was 5, so it couldn't be top 4. I don't know. Okay, sure. Either way. Race control says top 3 will be making out of the B mains. So So let's see who that is. We got Kasky and Joyner in the first row, Henriksen, Kepner in the second row, Robbins and Myers out of the third row, Mudd and Guy in fourth row, Messick Jr. and Martin in the fifth row, Moat and Durbin sixth row, Poston and Gorel seventh row, Swanson and Nichols eighth row, and Kibbe and not me in the ninth row. So this is a 15 lap, I assume with cautions, but I'm not 100% sure. But we got a full field of cars here. This is as many leagues just having their entire lineup. And that's what these guys just have in their B main. So that's the advantage of having 57 cars show up for a race. Got to earn your way in, man. Fight for your paycheck. I wouldn't know because I don't race competitively. I just broadcast. Those who do can. Those who don't, broadcast. That's my motto. This is CC and LJ. You're listening to the LJ half of CC and LJ. CC is not available tonight, but she will be back, of course. And we are bringing you the Monsters of Dirt Manic Monday series, Dirt Street Stocks. Tonight is at Lanier. We got a 100-lap feature that we're gearing up for. They are doing their B main right now, about to start the first of two, to decide who the final three, or the final six cars are going to be. Three from each B main as they are off. And Kasky starts us going. Look for lots of drama here in the front of the pack because top three make it. Everybody else is going home. Oh, as we got a car sideways. A couple cars are knocked out. The 58 car, 43 car, and 28 car. Looks like they got knocked off the pace from something. Take a quick look as the caution does fly. All right, let's see if we can see what happened here. Door banging, and two car just kind of got a little squirrely and went down to the wall. 58 had nowhere to go, kind of ran into him. What happened to the 43 though? That was going on behind them, and then something else happened up here. Oh, 07. We can't look any further because we are going live here. Pace truck is going to dive in, and Kasky and Joyner will start us off to continue this heat race as top three will be making it in. The 101 car goes low and the 07 car goes high. Let's see who comes out on top of that. And it looks like it will be the 101 car of Cole Henderson. Although in my screen he's blinking. Oh, the 2 car gets a little sideways again. He needs to get that fixed. He's already had a couple of times where couldn't quite keep the car's momentum going and caused an accordion effect. So it looks like we're having more trouble. 54 cars well off the pace, and we did get another caution. I got to think race control's not going to tolerate too much more of this. They want green flag racing. They want laps turning. They don't want cautions. Nobody does. Oh, and unfortunately, I got nothing against you, Mr. Durbin, but I think you caused this. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. My apologies. The 45 car, I believe, of Thomas Mudd got a little loose or something. No, the 54 came out of nowhere and just ran over the 45. And then he continued to get run over. So, yeah. All right. There's that. So far, the only car that is knocked out is the 28 car of Tyler Gorl out of Pennsylvania. He is out of the race. Everyone else is still in it. Although the one car of David Martin is in the pits. So I'm not quite sure if he's going to make it out because they are going green right about now. Oh, looks like a couple cars jumped the gun. Had a little push and shoving here in the back of the pack. But, I mean, it's the B main, so... Okay, so 54 did get the EOL for that running over. That's expected. All right, again, we're mostly interested in this bubble as the two cars making a big, big move on 101. Joey Durbin trying to find a way to make it happen. 101 shuts the door on him. That's Cody Hendrickson shutting the door on Joey Durbin. Trying to maintain his spot. Cody is in the bubble, and the two cars behind him want to be in the bubble. So watch out, folks. This is where the action is going to be. Not to say that you guys in the back of the pack aren't trying your asses off to get up here, but this is where the money happens. Oh, Cody's still blinking pretty bad, at least on my screen. I don't know if he's blinking on everyone's or if that's just me. As the lead cars are also battling for the lead, which is good for their position. But they don't want to do anything too dangerous here. But they are having a fun little fight for first place in this B main between Caskey and Joyner. Pretty much anybody's race. Pardon me. Oh, God, David Cardwell with the Dragon fans. Oh, and that's it. Shoot. Caskey, Joyner, and Hendrickson do make it in to your feature as a little love tap comes from behind. Get that fixed in the pits before the feature event for those guys. All right, so B main number 2. Hopefully with a little more green, but just as much drama. That's what I'm hoping for. On the pole of this heat race, we got Connor Ross and Ryan Ray in the outside first row. Second row is McNack and Adams. Third row is Caudill and Etheridge. Fourth row, Dean and Nitch. Fifth row, Snyder and Walters. Sixth row is Benton and Shane Wolf. Seventh row is Johnsrud and Johnsrud. That's fun. Eighth row is Perriman and Walls. Ninth row is Meadows and Ruprecht. All right, another 15-lap heat race with cautions enabled. Hopefully we don't need them. Are 1 to green. Get these guys lined up in their 2x2s as Ross and Ray will start the action as soon as the pit truck dives off. Oh, Cardwell and Mays with their dragon videos there. I wish it was something cool like an actual dragon, but it's not. All right, as the leader Ross starts us off, and again, what matters is third place. First through third is in. Everybody else is going home and packing up the truck. As the 34 truck car got a little bump from behind and is knocked off the pace, will not draw out the caution. They are plenty bunched up. It's almost too much to say, but we see the 88 and the 1A of Ray and McNatt battling hard here. But what? Oh, got a couple cars sideways behind them. That might pull out the caution. No? Okay, still racing. All right, we got the 99 of Anthony Caudill looking for a way to get in the mix here. Because he is on the outside looking in right now, but the way that Ray and McNatt are racing each other, you'd think that it's only top 2. Oh, why, McNatt? Why did you do that? You were in. Oh, man. Still cars bumping and grinding, and that is going to finally pull out the caution. I mean, I get it. You can't tell a race car driver to take it easy because they have 2 speeds, asleep and max. But man, you're in the show. All you got to do is just hold your position, not do something silly, and got a little bit overzealous, tried to go for a pass, and got into the car in front of him while he was sliding. Knocked himself out of contention, so that's unfortunate to see. I don't even know what's going on in the chat right now. So we already got 3 cars out of the running here. Etheridge, Snyder, and Jesse Johnsrud are out. So we've got 14 cars left, but only the top 3 matter. As the pace truck is getting ready to dive out of the way, and these guys are going to set to go green. They are halfway through this heat race. And we have a new 3rd place, Brian. But not without any drama, as we've got the 14 of Logan Walls and the 36 of Garrett Adams right on his bumper, as they are side by side for second. But again, I got to tell these guys, just like what happened to McNatt, the 3 of you are in. Stop rubbing. Give each other some space. Go fast, but don't take each other out. You're in the show. You only got 5 more laps to survive. Logan Wall's right behind you, maybe saying, go ahead, run each other hard, get each other sideways. He will gladly take your position. Sorry to see that, Cody. Hopefully we'll see you next week. All right, looks like they're pretty well settled, but hey, here's a big move. Oh, that was interesting move by Logan, but it appears to have worked. It wasn't dirty. He just made sure that he made some room where he couldn't find it on the inside, as the 32 is getting himself a little loose. And now we got 3 wide action here. Watch out. This is pay dirt. Logan Walls with some excellent driving. He make himself kind of force the issue a little bit. Again, I don't see anything worth being penalized for. Just good hard racing. He didn't wreck anyone, but he definitely forced his hand, but he had to. It's desperation time. You got 2 laps to go in a heat race, in a consolation. These guys are turning 17.8s right now. Best lap of this heat race is a 17.5, 17.6. They all qualified 16.8, so the track is definitely slicking off. No doubt about it. All right, and that's it. They make their final way around turns 3 and 4 and cross the start-finish line. We've got Ross, Bean, and Walls as your 3 advancement into the show. Everybody else, pack up the trailer and head home. All right, as the server resets and preps up for the 100-lap feature here. We have 5 minutes of warm-up, so we'll take this time to tell you that, again, this is CC and LJ. This is LJ, the less smart half of CC and LJ, bringing you the Monsters of Dirt Manic Monday series. These are dirt street stocks. Tonight we're at Lanier. It's a 100-lap feature that we're just about getting ready to start here now. Brought to you by Right Hand Construction, Estes Energy Systems, and AC2 Skins. You can go check out Monsters of Dirt on Facebook. They got leagues running every night. So you can find the class of car that you want to be in and the kind of racing that you want to do, and Monsters of Dirt probably has a league for you. So go check them out on Facebook, join their leagues, get in. So, yeah, 14 car definitely busted his ass to get into the feature, make the show. Good for him. That was some good hard racing. made a fan in the stands from that one. So we will be back with you in just a moment as they get set to go. I'm going to go get a drink real quick and be ready for our 100-lap feature. All right, as warm-ups are winding down, raking down? I don't know what I'm saying anymore. These guys are getting all set to go. We have a 100-lap feature with 26 cars in, I think. So let's take a look at our starting lineup for this 100-lap feature at Lanier to kick off our season with Monsters of Dirt Manic Monday. This is the first points night of the season. Last week was a fun run just to kick it off, but tonight counts. So J.D. Brown and Michael Wilson will be in our first row. J.D. Brown out of California, Michael Wilson out of the Plains, Jamie Reed out of Carolina, and Kyle Moyer in the second row of Ohio. I suddenly can't talk anymore. Third row, DJ Kilinowski out of Illinois and Brent Carter out of Mid-South. Fourth row is Ryan Underwood out of Carolina and Travis Card out of Mid-South. Fifth row, Rod Tucker out of Carolina and Eric Zulski out of Ohio. Sixth row is Jim Revis out of Illinois, Nick Quinn out of Midwest. Seventh row, Zach McSwain and Cody Tucker, both out of Carolina. Eighth row is Eric Eistad out of Midwest and Austin McGlone out of the Mid-South. Ninth row, Trevor Holman out of the Great Plains and Austin Anderson out of Texas. 10th row is Dalton Peavy out of Carolina and Casey Brunson out of Texas. 11th row is Eric Caskey out of Carolina and Connor Ross also out of Carolina. 12th row, Terry Joyner out of the Mid-South and Brian Dean out of Carolina. And in the rear, 13th row, Cole Henriksen out of the Midwest and Logan Walls from the Mid-South. So good luck to all of our racers, hopefully for some good long green flag sessions. And I gotta ask, is there a possibility of fuel problems? Last week, it was calculated that if we didn't have 5 cautions, the cars were not going to make it to the end. These are fixed setups. So, John Etheridge, race control, you're going to have to let us know. Is there a possibility of fuel issues? If they have a lot of green laps, are these guys going to make it to the end? Let us know. All right, the pace truck's diving in, and we are ready to go racing as J.D. Brown and Michael Wilson start us off, and they are off. And for some reason, my software just wants to look at this one car. There we go. All right, as they get themselves sorted out in the leaders, we're going to watch them for a moment. Then we'll take a peek at the rest of the field. I will give out updates. Ooh, as the 19 car got a little bit into the inside wall there. Michael Wilson drops a spot early. Lots of jockeying around for position. Definitely let you know about the Chargers and the fallers off, as the 29 car appears to be in the pits already. And the 101 car. So we got 2 cars in the pits. Austin McGowan and Cole Henriksen are already in there, maybe get repairs to come back out. I don't know. We shall see. There should be wave arounds. I don't know if there's quick repairs. Track is already getting dusty. It's hard to even see the cars. iRacing does a good job of that. On a dusty night, that's exactly how the racetrack looks, where suddenly you can't even see the cars anymore. And that is exactly what's happening for these guys. All right, so early updates on what's going on. I'll let you guys watch the racing, and I'll tell you about the data. Looks like these guys are turning 17.3s right now, at least at the front of the pack. The best lap of the early race here is DJ Kilinowski with a 17.317. But Jamie Reed is running faster, consistent lap times. Oh, this is 69. Got himself sideways and might have taken some of the field with him. That should pull out a caution. Or not. Okay, we're still racing. So the flagman's got the yellow flag in his pocket, letting these guys race, get some green laps under their belt. That's good to see. Yeah, that was Brent Carter. Got himself a little sideways and didn't quite recover from it. All right, there is one quick repair for every car. Meanwhile, right now your leader is Jamie Reed, who started the race in 3rd. DJ Kilinowski is in 2nd, who started the race in 5th. Your pole sitter, J.D. Brown, has dropped to 4th. Michael Wilson, who was 2nd, is down to 3rd. So a little bit of action, little cars moving here. I'm trying to look at who the big jump is so far. Might be Jim Rivas, who has moved up to 8th, started 11th. That's 3 spots. Nope, Trevor Holman started 17th, moved up to 11th. Dalton Peavy started 19th, moved up to 12th. So, yeah, definitely some cars moving up the ranks as we do have our first caution here on lap 12. Cars slow it down, let people make some quick repairs that need it, or maybe just some not so quick repairs. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, so definitely some big moves in the middle of the field. Like I said, I see Casey Brunson moved from 20th to 12th. So that's a jump of 8 spots. I believe that's the biggest one. There's a couple of 7 spots in there. Brian Dean moved from 24th to 17th. Logan Walls from 26th to 19th. Terry Joyner from 23rd to 15th, so that's 8 spots. Casey Brunson 20th to 12th is 8 spots. So, yeah, definitely some moves being made. Good job on them. And, of course, up in the front is DJ Kalinowski, who started 5th and has worked his way up to 1st. So, we'll have to see if race control is going to assess any penalties. I did not see the reason for the caution. I didn't go back because we're about to go green again. And there goes the pit truck as they are off, and immediately Jamie Reed starts us going. Oh, sardines comes to mind. These cars are right there packed amongst themselves, and that is kind of the nature of fixed class and street stocks. So you're going to have the tightest of tight pack racing with these cars for sure. And that's what we got, which makes for exciting racing, but frustrating as we do have some cars sideways bouncing around there at the back of the field. Will pull out a caution. Didn't look like it was any contact. It was just a car got sideways and everybody else ran into him with nowhere to go. So I don't know if there's any penalties assessed there, but I don't think there will be. Although some tracks do say if you pull out the caution, you move to the back of the line. So I don't know. This is the A-Main there, Cody. It's the feature event, otherwise known as the A-Main. There were 2 B-Mains, or technically a C-Main and a B-Main. We watched both of those races, and now we're at the A-Main, otherwise known as the feature. All right, let's see here. I mean, obviously, Jamie Reed is now in the lead once again, or for the first time, I guess. He restarted in the lead. I'm not sure what happened there. I thought it was DJ Kalinowski, but my software must have lied, which wouldn't be the first time. Let's see here. Any other big moves? Jim Rivas moved up to 7th. I think he was already there, though. Rod Tucker has moved up to 5th, started 9th. So all right, pit truck is diving in, and off we go once again. Jamie Reed starting off the field. DJ Kalinowski looking for a way to get around him, but not finding anything. As the field behind them is basically 3 wide, 2 or 3 wide all the way back, so lots of racing, lots of packed cars, which unfortunately when one makes a mistake it becomes a catastrophic problem very quickly. But these are some good drivers, so don't see too much of that. Yeah, Jamie and DJ are really hooking it up, and that clean air is giving them just free rein to run away as they're starting to put some gap between them and Michael Wilson. So we will take a peek at the rest of the field as Michael Wilson did move up to 3rd. Overtook Jaden Brown, our original pole sitter. Looks like Trevor Holman has fallen back. He must have gotten sideways, had a little bit of trouble, and we are under caution again, so that must have been what I was seeing. We will see if race control is going to continue with the double file restarts. I don't see why he shouldn't. They're not having a hard time restarting. It's just after they get 2 laps under their belt, then they seem to, get a little sideways, a little out of sorts. So what do you say to us riding along with Michael Wilson on this restart here? See what he sees from the leaders as they get going. He'll have a nice view of Jamie Reed taking us off and DJ Kalinowski trying to figure some way around him. A Although I wonder if it'd be better watching it from J.D. Brown's perspective, because once they're sliding, you won't be able to see much from Reed. Alright, so they are going to be coming around. The pit truck lights are off, which means this is the final lap of caution, and there he goes. And we're off. They're already coming up on lap traffic. Someone must have just come out of the pits when they were in green. Then we are riding along with J.D. Brown, who's currently running 4th. You see the leaders in front of him, and he's right outside of Michael Wilson, the 19 car. Rod Tucker has moved up to 5th, although I think he was already there. And Travis Card moves up to 8th. Whew, basically 4 wide in the middle of the field there. Oh, I hear some sheet metal banging, and we do have another caution out on the track. Rod Tucker's asking for the blue and yellow flag. Get the hell out of his way. That's only for lap traffic, Rod. Sorry, bud. Oh, as the pit truck makes a hell of a maneuver coming out of the pits. Wow. That ought to be some suspension damage for that Chevy Silverado. That was ugly. Ooh, Cody Tucker with a 1 incident away from getting a kick. There's a 10x limit, and he is nearing it. So watch out, Cody Tucker. Looks like some wave arounds being given. All right, we're on lap 34, and we'll talk about that later as they are going green now. Once again, Jamie Reed launches us off with DJ right on his tail, and Michael Wilson looking for a way to make it interesting against DJ. Not a whole lot of room to pass, but look who's making his presence felt right behind Michael Wilson. There is Rod Tucker, a fan favorite, right alongside someone. J.D. Brown. Sorry, I'm still getting to know everybody's car. Rod Tucker with the helpful push to Michael Wilson. As we got cars gathered up behind them, and it looked like they wrecked to the entrance of pit road. We will get a caution out of that. I saw them hit the wall pretty hard, just on the back edge of the screen there. Looks like that was Ryan Underwood that got knocked out of whack there. Brought him to the back of the pack. Yeah, I imagine the 10x penalty is a tough thing, because I imagine it'd be awful easy to get a couple of easy 4x's, because the field is so packed. Once they start wrecking in front of you, you got nowhere to go. You're going to run into them. And once you make contact with someone, any contact that they make after that, you get to share that penalty damage. It's just the way the iRacing scoring system works. Right, they are 1 to green. They will be lining back up side by side once again. Get this thing going, as this is the 5th caution of the night. Oh, geez, Cody. That sucks. And we are off once again for hopefully 10 or 20 laps of green flag racing as we are lap 40 of 100. We're 40% through this race because math is easy when it's 100 laps. Right, and pretty much the same story as we've been watching as DJ and Jamie walk away from it, as third place is a good battle between Wilson and Brown, with Rod Tucker just on their backside looking for a way to sneak in and make his presence known. Although we got some other cars that are starting to get something going. We'll have to see if once they put together 5 or 6 green laps, if the field starts to spread out a little more. Ooh, it's a 9 car. It's a little out of sorts, but corrects himself. 14 car with significant front end damage there. That's the 14 car that made it in with a last gasp effort out of the B main. He's already moved himself right on up there. So started 26th. He was the last chance car to make it in, and has worked his way up to 13th. So I'd say that's a success story, from barely making it into the show to being moving yourself halfway through the pack. So good job for the 14 car. As the 35 and the 9 get together, but keep it upright and straight. Oh, 14 kind of gives a little glove tap to the 35 in front of him. There's Zuskin. Got to note that Ryan Dean, the 32 car, also can't leave him out because he started 24th and has worked his way up to 8th. So a couple of major hard chargers in here making their way through the pack. It's great to see. Eric Eichstadt also moved from 15th up to 6th. Austin Anderson from 18th to 9th. Casey Brunson from 20th to 10th. Dalton Peavy 19th to 11th. So lots of cars making their presence known. He started in the back of the field, so that's great. Rod Tucker has overtaken for third place on his own. And not neglecting the front of the pack, but we looked at them for so long, and there's a lot of really good racing back here because of these hard chargers that I talked about. So I got to give them their credit where it's due. They're working hard to make something happen out of nothing. And that deserves some praise. So, not just your leaders out there working. As we are halfway through this 100-lap feature at Lanier with the Monsters of Dirt Manic Monday series, dirt street stocks, fixed setups, night 1 of the season. So this is where they're establishing their points precedent as they kick off this league. All right, Race Control letting us know in the chat that some guys are really starting to rack up the incident points. So you're going to start seeing cars just disappear, and that's due to them hitting their points limit. So just an FYI, if we suddenly see a car vanish, they maxed out their incident points. So clean racing is a key, and yes, it is definitely unfortunate when you get caught up in someone else's wreck. But it is the way it is. Qualify higher, right? All right, as we do have a caution here. Not going to really see what brought it out because it's just sometimes it's a little bit more work than it's worth. I do appreciate the feedback, Cody. Thank you for the feedback. I'm enjoying the commentating. I'm glad to do that. Glad to have feedback, good and bad. I love to improve. Normally I have a co-host, Cece, and she and I bounce off of each other and kind of make it a team effort. She wasn't able to make it tonight, so tune in next week. You'll definitely hear the both of us go, and it's a lot easier because we can do multiple things at once. Right now I'm having to keep track of 2 different screens and 5 different windows on 2 different screens to make sure I'm hitting everything, and plus the chat. So sometimes I miss stuff, and I apologize for that, but that's why this is normally a team effort. Oh, Cody Tucker did end up DQing from incident points, according to race control. All right, Cody, don't watch and drive as they are green once again. Let's see what these guys do. Right now, it's showing DJ as the leader, but that's not true. Jamie Reed is still in the lead. Although DJ is making a move, let's check in on that. See if DJ has anything. Jamie Reed has had a pretty commanding race so far, but DJ is making something happen on the outside. Ooh, Billy. Rod Tucker, meanwhile, like a shark circling the prey right on the outside of these guys, looking to see maybe who comes out on top of this battle so he can choose his line and maybe pick up the scraps. If he can decide who the winner of these two is and he tag teams with the outcome of that, then he can help to just knock the loser right back into the field. But as I say that, looks like they have sorted it out and they have settled back down into single file for the time being. But I don't know. The DJ looks like he's a little bit faster than Jamie. It's just Jamie has a good line going and DJ can't get off that line to pass him because it's the fastest line. But if Jamie misses a mark, which I don't expect him to do very easily, then it's not going to take much for DJ to get around him. And maybe that's why it was so close a moment ago, is that Jamie perhaps missed a mark and DJ didn't. And in these fixed setup street stocks, that's all it takes is DJ gets a little bit out of sorts. And look at how much of a gap he got, or how much time he lost off of Jamie just by that one little squirrely motion. And Rod also got squirrely too, maybe because of DJ, I don't know. But that's all it took for them to fall off the pace. So you cannot make a mistake. These cars are so exactly matched with each other, and the track is so single file right now that it doesn't take much to get off the pace. So let's check in with the rest of the field and see what else is happening. Update on lap times. Hang on a second. Update on lap times. Currently they're turning 17/8. And just to give you some perspective, they qualified in 16/8. So the entire field is losing a second off of their qualifying time. So that tells you how slick the track has gotten. A full second slower than the qualifying times. The best time of the night belonged to DJ with 17.3, and that's not going to get beaten because the track is only going to get slicker. Right now, as far as last lap goes, or current fastest lap, it also belongs to DJ. 17.785. He did turn the fastest lap the last lap around. So Casey Brunson continues his charge. He's up to 5th now, the 10 car. Good job, sir. Rod Tucker turns the fastest lap previously, which was a 17.8. Oh, come on. Just crossed the line. Scoring updated to DJ again, the fastest. So it's back and forth between those two. So watch out Jamie Reed, because they are dialing something in and trying to find a way to get past you there. As you can see, they're still keeping it interesting. So we'll have to kind of keep an eye on the leaders here for a few more minutes, just to make sure nothing too exciting happens. Right along with Rod, see what his perspective looks like. Ooh, Rod goes for the high line here. Let's see if he makes that work. He gave it a taste. Let's see if he does it again. Maybe it's just in 3 and 4 where he likes that high line. Must be. 1 and 2 he's going low, 3 and 4 going high. Maybe he's looking for the sticky stuff. Oh, as they got a caution here. Rod doing some showing off for us, like he knows we're watching. All right, so we are ready to go. Let's do a quick race summary here, see what has happened. Our current leader is Jamie Reed, and he has led most of the race. We are 72 laps in with 28 remaining. There's been 7 cautions. Of course, we want less, but it is what it is. All right, as they get lined up and set to go, and all things working out perfectly, we have green flag for these final 25 laps, the final quarter of this race. Jamie Reed's got to be feeling the pressure here. He knows, oh, DJ with a false start. Don't know if that's going to be a black flag situation. Or maybe he let back off to make sure that he got behind, but I don't know. That was, sure seemed to jump the gun on him. I can tell you in real life dirt track, that would be a yellow, and they would do a restart. iRacing doesn't exactly have that sort of feature. Oh, is Jamie going to push DJ up the track a little? I don't think he had much of a choice, as somebody is running the hell out of the high side. Oh, as Rod gets a little love tap from behind, gets himself a little squirrely. JD Brown is trying to make something happen with Rod as Rod got out of sorts. At the very least, that killed his momentum, and he's got a sizable gap between him and DJ now. As DJ doesn't have to worry about him anymore, he can focus solely on Jamie. And race control wasn't kidding. We're dropping cars like flies. We're down to only 14 cars on the lead lap out of the 26 that started. As we have a caution, looks like the 35 car was a little beat up. We should have less than 20 to go as we go green again, and again hoping for some solid green flag racing to finish off this race. I can tell you right now, Jamie Reed does not want these cautions happening anymore. He just wants to be able to go. Because every time, we just got another risk of something going on. And DJ had a hell of a start, of a restart that last time. So as they're off, and then once again off and running. Oh man, you couldn't ask for a tighter pack at the front. As Rod dives down, I don't know why DJ is so up high. He's not been running that high line at all the entire race, and suddenly he's trying it, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. Rod was running it earlier. DJ has JD Brown with him. Boy, that's as close as you can ask for coming down the pack stretch. We'll see who crosses this front line first, as they will have 16 to go coming across here. And Rod does overtake DJ for second, and now it's pretty much an outright lead, as DJ still holds up to the top, but overslides it into the wall, loses all of his momentum that he was supposed to keep. And now Rod joins him up high. Is it a block, or is that where Rod wants to be? I got to think that's just where Rod wanted to be. That's where he was earlier. So right behind them, though, as DJ now dives low to maybe attempt a slide job, but will not have enough to go on it, as the rest of the guys behind them are 3 wide between Eric Eisted, Casey Brunson, and JD Brown. So all sorts of racing happening right here. Meanwhile, Jamie Reed couldn't ask for a better situation, as he has clean air in front of him, and he can just go. and hope that the laps stay green. My condolences for those guys in the back of the pack again that are running hard, but this is for the podium up here, so we got it. I just can't tear away from this. This is too important. You guys in the back are definitely making some interesting racing. It was fun to watch it, but you can't blame me for keeping an eye on the top 5. All right, as Jamie Reed is just completely running away from it now. 1.1 second lead over DJ Kilinowski, who did take it back from Rod Tucker. So definitely some weird jockeying going on here. Oh, as we do have another caution, so we're going to have a 8-lap shootout or so to finish this race. Shoot, man. Jamie did not want to see that caution at all. And I can't imagine the race control is going to institute a single file restart. He's got to keep it double file. This is too good at racing. All right, race control letting us know that green, white, checkered are on. So this race will not end under caution under any circumstances. So Rod getting some encouragement and feedback from his fans in the stands, otherwise known as the Facebook chat. Oh, Jesus, they're wrecking under caution. Throw the caution, throw the caution. Throw the caution. Yeah, that wasn't good at all. I have to go back and see that. You don't see too much wrecking under caution from here. You see them in the official races where any old jackass is in there, but you don't see it from a hosted room in a league session that much. Who was that? The 9 car maybe jumped the gun there? 9 car, I don't know what the 9 car was thinking. That was terrible. Dalton Peavy just runs over the 14. I have no excuse for that. So, wow. The 14 is in the pits now. I do hope that 14 gets a spot back. There's nothing he did wrong there. Nothing he could have done to prevent that either. Doesn't look like he did though, so wow. Alright, we are green flag with 6 to go, so let's stay green, folks, and hope for a good solid ending to this race. Oh crap, and the 14 is being lapped, so already we got lap traffic to deal with. Oh, this is just a perfect storm of things that are going. What's it showing 14 in the lead? This is some goofy stuff right here. Alright, sure. Oh no! Oh, what's going on? 14 is injecting himself not intentionally into the race and just causing mayhem. Oh gosh. This is not the way we wanted to see the end of this race. Something has gone terribly wrong where 14 for some reason was stuck behind the lap car on the restart. Oh, okay, so it was on him. All right. Well, that's too bad for him, though, because he was in the pits for something that wasn't even his fault. So I imagine it was just desperation and a little bit of panic to get out there and finish this race. But, wow, what an unfortunate series of events there, because a lot of cars from the top 10 got knocked out by all of that traffic. And I mean, that could have gone horribly. I mean, Jamie and DJ both got mixed up in the mess. But we are finishing, and that is it. Your race is over. So Jamie Reed, Rod Tucker, DJ Kilanowski is your top three. Fourth and above is J.D. Brown, Kyle Moyer, Casey Brunson, Trevor Hoffman, Eric Eistad, Eric Zuski, and Brian Dean round out your top 10. So let me see if I can get some interviews from our podium finishers. We'll be right back. All right, I got DJ Kilanowski in here with me, who finished third, but was really battling for the lead for most of the race. What'd you think about that?
Well, Jamie Reed's a stupid fucking cocksucker and just likes to block every fucking thing, so he's got something coming.
All right, a little bit of drama from DJ into Jamie. All right, well, what about that ending? It was kind of an unfortunate set of events. Did it mess you up? Did it knock you off of your momentum to drop you out a second there when that last restart happened?
I was right on him side by side, and he decided to drive up, and then fucking Rod Tucker came out and hit me too. So it's all fun and games. It's gonna.
All right, a little bit of something to carry over into the next week. So it sounds like. But I mean, it was exciting to watch you and that gorgeous purple HRE car of yours. It was fun watching you go around, and I mean, it looked like you were faster than Jamie many times, and just couldn't quite figure out a way around him. As you said, you feel like he was blocking you a little bit, so there's that. But thank you for the very entertaining race. It was awesome when it was green, and it was a little scary when it was yellow. But here's your chance. If anyone you want to say out, now's your time.
I want to say thank you to HRE Motorsports, Team Friday, Dirt All Access, Ohio Freshwater Adventures, Route 34 Raceway, and my girlfriend for allowing.
All right, DJ, thanks again for the interview, for your time, and we'll catch you next week, hopefully for some more exciting racing. All right, I'm looking for anyone else from the podium. I'm looking for Jamie Reed or Rod Tucker. I'm not seeing them in the Discord, so I think that's it for my podium interviews.
Can you hear me?
Hey, yeah, hey, I got Rod Tucker in here now. Awesome. Hey, Rod.
What's going on?
Oh, you're a frequent chatter in the chat, so it's nice to actually talk to you here in the Discord. I mean, nice run. Started ninth, didn't have a good start to your night. But obviously you were fast enough to catch up and made your presence known on the podium here. So tell me about your race.
Yeah, man, we had a good car. There at the end, that low lap car, he cost us a little bit, but, you know, it was fun. I wish we would have qualified better, ran better in the heat race. I probably could have won that heat and started a little better, but we'll come back next week, try it again, and maybe get us a win. We're pretty good in points right now. Jamie Reed's a real good buddy of mine. So I just want to congratulate him on his win.
Outstanding. It was very exciting to watch. It was unfortunate for Cody to get knocked out, DQ'd from incident points. It looked like he just couldn't avoid them. Every time someone was spinning, he found a way to tap them, and it just added up over time. It happened to a lot of cars. But you managed to stay clean and keep it up there, and it made it very exciting. Now, I noticed that at times you were trying to test the high side. Was it not working, or was it just not the place to be?
It was still too dusted up. There wasn't nobody get up there and run it with me. If you could have got 3 or 4 cars up there, it would have come in. And but this track's just so bottom dominant, and it's always been like that.
Right on. Yeah, I had some folks in the chat were saying you prefer the cushion up high, but just couldn't get it to work tonight. So I just appreciate the feedback because I don't know the street stocks all that well. So thank you for that. And yeah, anything else you want to say or any sponsors? Now's your time.
I just want to thank my little cousin Cody for making my skins and stuff for me, and I maybe need to teach him a thing or two about wrecking and not getting wrecked so he can finish a race.
No, by the way, that carbon fiber skin, I noticed it during practice. I was admiring it. That's a gorgeous skin.
Yeah, everybody's got a design. I figure I just keep it simple.
Yeah, it stands out by not standing out. It's perfect. All right, well, thanks, Rod. I appreciate you joining me here, and thanks again for the exciting race, and we'll see you next week.
Thanks, man.
All right, so that was the Monsters of Dirt, week 1 of the Manic Monday. We hope you enjoyed the live race in action. Brought to you by some people. Right Hand Construction, Estes Energy Systems, and AC2 Skins, and, of course, Monsters of Dirt. Be sure to follow us on Facebook at CCNLJ. Make sure you turn on notifications so you won't miss our live events from your favorite broadcasters. We'll see you at the next green flag, and until next time, pedal to the metal. Don't forget your blinker.